Okay, listen up. I don't have much time. What I'm about to tell you, it's not some movie plot. This is real. It's happening right now, and it starts with a warning. You have to listen closely. One tenant dug a little too deep. And what they found? Well, it goes all the way to the top. They're counting on you not paying attention. But this person looked, and you need to see what they found.
So let me ask you something. What if your landlord was sending you a second, secret bill and hiding it right inside your power outlet? What if that piece of paper you get every month, the one you pay without thinking, what if it's a complete lie, a phantom charge, a back channel for them to siphon your money right out from under your nose? Sounds crazy, right? Good. That's what they want you to think. But the system is broken. And the proof, it all starts with one little clue they never thought anyone would find.
See, every investigation, it always starts somewhere. A loose thread you can't help but pull. A number that just doesn't add up. It's like a glitch in the matrix. That one little thing that makes you stop and go, wait a second. For this tenant, that glitch was a bill that was, well, it was completely impossible.
It all started right here, with this number, $707.76. That was the monthly overcharge. Can you believe that? The bill just tripled, out of nowhere, no explanation. This person wasn't running a crypto farm in their living room, okay? So the question was obvious. Where in the world was all that power going?
So they got a power meter, and what they found, it's chilling. 9 amps. 9 amps of electricity being sucked out of the wall by an air conditioning unit that was turned off. I'm not talking about standby mode, I'm talking about off. They call that a phantom load. Trust me, this was no phantom. This was a monster living in the walls.
And it gets worse. So much worse. The AC units weren't just stealing power. They were actively working against the tenant. They were pumping out 110-degree air while they were off. Think about that. It's the middle of summer, and your AC is secretly acting like a heater, jacking up your bills even more. And let's not even talk about the fire hazard. This wasn't just some malfunction. No way. This felt intentional, like the whole system was rigged.
And here's the thing. It wasn't just one apartment. The investigation started to widen. You know the tenant in 37C on the other side of the elevator machine room? Yeah, their bill shot up at the exact same time. See? It's a pattern. Even the utility company's own guys, their own technicians, they came out and basically admitted it. They said, the problem is most likely with the building itself. The problem is the building. They know.
Okay, so when the physical evidence points to a problem this big, you've got to turn to the paper trail. The answers are always there. They're buried in the fine print, in those dense, coded documents they send you, praying you'll just sign them without reading. Well, this investigator, they started reading. Every single word. Just look at this. On the left, the old lease. Signed, sealed, it says utilities are billed by the building itself, the Eugene. Simple enough. But then look at the new lease on the right. Suddenly, the billing provider is switched to some third-party company called Metergy. And what's the most important part? It's unsigned. They changed the rules of the game without a legally binding agreement. They just did it, pushed it through, hoping no one would notice.
So, naturally, questions were asked about this shady new lease. And the response? Crickets. Nothing. The tenant was literally told their emails were going to the trash folder. A coincidence? An IT glitch? Come on. Or was it just a really convenient way to shut down someone who was getting a little too close to the truth? They don't want questions. They want you to just shut up and pay.
And this is the moment everything changed. This is where you pull on one little thread and the whole rotten tapestry starts to unravel. When things don't make sense, there's one rule. One simple rule you always have to follow. Follow the money.
And when they followed the money, it led right to a classic shell game. It's brilliant in its own twisted way. Step 1, the giant corporate landlord Brookfield buys a utility company, Enercare. Step 2, they take Enercare's submetering division and just rebrand it, give it a new name, Metergy, and boom. Step 3, your landlord now owns your power company. There's no middleman, no oversight. It's them billing you. How is that even legal?
And don't think this is just some wild conspiracy theory cooked up in one building. No, other people were seeing it too. Look at this from the Brookfield DC Tenants Union. They were already putting out warnings, asking people, did you know Brookfield owns Meter Energy, the company that's effectively doubled your utility costs? This isn't an accident. This is a playbook, and they're running it all over the country.
And then they got sloppy. They sent this collection notice from Metergy. Remember, Metergy is supposed to be a separate company, but read the fine print.
It says that not paying them could affect your lease agreement at the Eugene. So much for being separate, huh? They put it in writing themselves. They admitted it. The two companies are one and the same, and they're using your lease agreement as a weapon against you.
Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. You start to realize this isn't just about one faulty AC unit or one crazy bill. No, this is bigger. This is their business model. And the more you dig, the more evidence you find of this widespread deception.
Are you ready for the smoking gun? Because this is it. An email from a Brookfield billing manager at a different property. Her name is Shelley Elliott, and she wrote, "Clear as day. We are overbilling the units that are billable." Read that again. Not "we might be overbilling," not "there's a glitch." We are overbilling. It's deliberate. Why? Maybe to make the paying tenants cover the costs for all the empty apartments? Who knows? But it's an admission, right there in black and white.
And it's not a one-off thing. The deeper you dig into their history, the more you find. They've required tenants to sign non-disparagement agreements, gag orders basically, just to get out of a lease. They've been sued by their own shareholders for making materially misleading statements. They've been accused of these exact same deceptive billing practices in other buildings. This isn't one bad apple. This is the whole orchard.
So what do you think happens when you get this close to the truth? When you take all this evidence, their own documents, their own emails, and you lay it all out for them, do they fix the problem? No. They try to silence you. They try to eliminate the person who figured it all out because they know you're on to them.
After laying out all this evidence for management, this is what showed up: a 90-day notice of termination. Let's be clear. This is not a lease renewal offer. This is a threat. The timing is impeccable, isn't it? This isn't just business as usual. This is retaliation. This is them saying, "We know you're onto us. Now shut your mouth or we'll throw you out."
The legal term for what comes next is a holdover eviction. It's what a landlord does to kick you out when your lease is up and you won't leave. But here's the thing. This tenant had a perfect record, never missed rent, no violations. So this wasn't about being a bad tenant. This was about shutting down an investigation. This was about making an example of someone who dared to look behind the curtain.
But here's what they didn't count on. They can try to silence one person, but it's too late. This story is bigger than that now. One voice is just a whisper, but a whole lot of voices together, that is a roar. The only way to fight back against a system this big is to stand together.
And that's exactly what happened. This whole investigation, it sparked something. It led to the creation of FightTheGoodFight.nyc. What started as one person digging for answers has become a tenant rights group with over 200 members and counting. They're all standing together, sharing information, and fighting back against this corporate bullying. The whisper is becoming a roar.
So I'll leave you with this question. Go home. Think about your own situation, your landlord, your utility company. You get two separate bills, sure. But are you absolutely 100% certain that they're actually two different things? Or are you, right now, paying into the exact same shell game?
It's time to wake up. Don't just trust them. Check your lease. Read every single word. Check your meter. If the numbers don't make sense, ask why. And most important of all, follow the money. Find out who really owns the company you're sending that check to every month. The truth is out there. You just have to be willing to look. I think they're listening. I have to go.